through the darkest days, physical. Always someone marches brave here beneath my skin, and constant craving has already been. Maybe a great madness pulls all souls to its truth, or maybe it is life itself brings wisdom to its youth, and constant craving has already been. Constant craving has already been, has already been. Well, hi there pluckers, Arthur Saltfingers again with you with hopefully another interesting lesson for you. Of course, a classic song from K.D. Lang called Constant Craving. Standard tuning, but I do have a capo on the first fret, which enables us to play it in the same key as the original recording. Okay, so by all means, if you want to play it without the capo, please do. But obviously, it's not, you won't be able to play along with the record. Okay, so without more ado, let's get to it. I forgot to mention, this is a what I call a Campfire version. Okay, it's a simplified version. There are some other chords which I will show you at the end of the lesson, alternative chords which are more difficult, okay, in the chorus especially. Okay, so let's get to it. Right then, the intro. Right, so let's get to it. 4 chords in the intro. Okay, the first sequence, there's 2 sequences. Okay, the first sequence starts with an E minor 7. Okay, so it's an E minor with pinky 3rd fret from the capo on the 2nd string, the B string. Then I go to a B minor 7th. So it's a B minor chord but with pinky off. Leave the pinky off. Okay. You will notice for myself, I'm only barring the first 5 strings with my first finger. Okay. And I play 5 down to 1. You can put the full bar up, all 6 strings if you so wish. But I tend to play the B minor 7 from the 5th string because it is root note of the chord there, okay? Okay, so E minor 7th, B minor 7th, then we've got a very simple chord, just a simple first finger, 1st fret, B string, 2nd string. And we're playing 4 down to 1. When you're strumming, if you hit the 5th string, it doesn't matter too much, but try and just hit the first 4 strings. That's a C with D in the bass, okay? And then finally the C chord, the basic straightforward normal C chord, 5 down to 1. So that's your first sequence. So it's okay. Second sequence is the same chords apart from the C. We don't play the C. E minor 7th, B minor 7th, and this C with D in the bass, we just play that twice as long. We don't go to the C. Okay, so the whole intro is this. Into the verse. Okay, now obviously there is an accordion part on the intro of this song, which I try my best to try and put a little bit of the accordion into my intro. You don't have to, you can hum it, whistle it, whatever, okay, but if you want to try and play a bit of the accordion notes, what we've got to try and do is this. That's how it starts. Okay, so get your E minor fretted before you start, and hit the second string open and hammer in with your pinky to the second fret on the B string, on the second string. Then slide the pinky up to the third fret, and that's when you start hitting the E minor 7. So it's, got that? Then go to the B minor 7th, but before you fret the B minor 7th, but the first thing you do is you hit the third string on its own. Then you strum. So you hit this. Hit that. Okay. Then you form this C chord with the first finger on the first fret of the second string, and you hit the third string open on its own. Then you strum the chord, first 4 strings, okay? So now you've got this. The final one is the C chord, and you hit that second on the 4th first. Okay, second on the 4th first, and then you strum the C, 5 down to 1. So the whole first phrase, if you want to try and put the intro into it, and then we do the whole thing again up to this point, and we just stay twice as long on that chord. We don't go to the C the second time round, we just strum that chord twice as long. Okay, so the whole intro. I say if you don't need to put that in. You can whistle it, hum it, do what you like. But you know, just an option if you want to try and play it. Right, and then we're into the verse. Okay, now the verse. Happy for everybody on this one. The verse chords are the same as the intro, exactly the same as the intro, same 2 sequences. Okay, so E minor 7th, or you can just play E minor if you want on the verse. Okay, you don't need to play the E minor 7th on the verse, you can just play the E minor. Options yours, see what you like the sound of best. Okay, so through the darkest place, difficult thing, with someone marches in, here beneath my skin, and come. Right, and then we go into the chorus. Okay, so you've got that. So the chords for the verse are exactly the same as the intro, same sequence, 2 sequences. Okay, so that's done the first verse. Okay, and then we're going into the chorus. Right, the chorus, the way I play it, again, this is my own take on it really. There are different versions out there, but this is the way I'm playing it. It starts off with a C major 7. So after you come out of that last line of the first verse where it goes, here beneath my skin and constant. Right, the first chord is a C major 7. Dead simple. C chord, first finger off. Open second string. Dead simple. Yeah, 5 down to 1. Constant is I play a D chord. Then B minor 7th. Crave E minor. 4 chords there, yeah? So, C major 7s. D. B minor 7th. Crave E minor. Has all. This is an interesting one. Always. Is a C sus4 or form of. I'm playing the first fret of the second string with my first finger, the third fret of the fifth string, the A string, with my third finger, and pinky is playing the third fret of the fourth string, the D string, and I'm going 5 down to 1. Okay, so that comes constant craving as all. Then you play a 4-fingered F. Please. So you play an F chord. That's an F chord, right? Standard F chord. But what I'm doing is I'm leaving from the other chord. That third finger was on the third fret of the fifth string, and the pinky was on the third fret of the fourth string, so you leave them there. So basically from that C sus 4, all you do is you bar the first 2 strings now with your first finger and add this loose second finger to the second fret on the third string. These other 2 fingers here stay exactly where they were from the C sus 2. Just move this first finger so it's barring the first 2 strings, E, top E and the B string, and then add the second finger on the second fret of the third string. 5 down to 1, you've got an F chord with C in the bass, and then to an E minor. So that line is always been. So the whole chorus is and constant craving has always been. Okay, so there you have it. So that's the first verse and the chorus. All the choruses are the same and all the verses play the same. Okay, so what happens then is we go into another verse. Okay, so maybe the grey magnet pulls all souls towards truth. Or maybe it is life itself brings wisdom to its youth. Chorus, same as the first time, and constant craving has always been. Exactly the same as this first chorus we did, okay? Right, so I did promise you to show you some more difficult chords for the chorus, right? Now, the option is probably not many of you will want to do this, but another nice way you can play this is to start off the same with the C major 7th. Constant is that. It's a D chord with C in the bass. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a D like that, barring the first 3 strings on the second fret and using my third finger to play the third fret from the capo on the second string, and then adding this second finger to the 5th string, 3rd fret, A string, 3rd fret, 5 down to 1. That's a D with C in the bass. Okay, so you've got constant. The next chord is this. It's a G major 7th. Okay, so what's happening there is from that chord, the D with C in the bass, the third finger stays where it is on the third fret of the second string. The first finger goes up to the second fret of the fifth string, the A string, and this second finger goes down to the second fret on the top E string, 5 down to 1 again. It's a G major 7th, okay? So you've got C major 7th, D with C in the bass, G major 7th, crave, and then the E minor, and the rest is the same. Okay, so that's the option for more difficult fingering, but it doesn't sound too much different. Okay, subtle, very subtle. Okay, so then we come out of the second chorus and we go into the bridge section. Craving. Now the easy way of playing that is just D and C. Okay, craving. Okay, now again, a harder way of playing that is to play that D with C in the bass, craving, instead of the standard D, craving, you do that one, craving, that's that funny D shape with the same as we did in the chorus, D with C in the bass. Okay, so there's an option there for you. Okay, so that's, but I'm playing the simple way, so D to C, craving, and goes to G. You can play a 4-finger G, doubling up on the third fret of the second string and the first string, or just play standard G. Okay, constant, and I play a D here, crave, back to C, as D, always C, bin, as D, always C, bin. Okay, got that? So the whole way of doing it, the way I would suggest you play it, the easier way, coming out of that, the second chorus has always been craving, constant craving, has always been, has always been. Okay, and then it goes into an instrumental verse, same as usual, chords as usual. Chorus again. Constant craving has always been. Chorus again. Constant craving has always been. And that's how I finished it. I just went to a G chord on the very last bin, where it goes from that C sus, F, ways, G, bin. That's how I finished it. Obviously it goes on into doing some more chorus and what have you as a fade out after that, but so that's basically everything in the song. Okay, so I kept it a bit shorter than the original version. Okay, so there you have it, boys and girls, my take on a single guitar version with some options for you if you want to make it more difficult or simpler. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Apologies for the singing, it's just for reference only. Okay, so thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.